It's time for an end of summer vegetable garden update. Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to the Shades of Green show. I had really hoped to do vegetable garden updates throughout the season, but we stayed busy all summer long. And between that and vacations and not being able to coordinate my schedule with our camera operator, it just didn't happen. Sorry about that, but let's do a end of summer debrief. What went right, what went wrong. If you remember, I had a wooden frame here and I was using the string method for my tomatoes. Never gonna do that again. Multiple times the strings broke, even if I doubled and tripled them up. Maybe if I used a wire or something stronger, they might have held up. But the weight of the tomatoes, even with me pruning a lot, caused the strings to snap. The whole tomato would collapse. Once one of them, when it fell, it snapped. So the whole tomato was lost. The whole plant was lost. It takes a lot more pruning than I was used to. And again, the strings, the twine just wasn't holding the weight. So I'm gonna go back to metal cages next year for my tomatoes. And we'll do a whole video on that next spring. So the string method of trellising tomatoes, epic fail. Won't do it again. What did work was my cucumbers. As you can see, we've had the triple-digit heat indexes here for about 2 weeks straight, and everything is frying. I still have one lone tomato that's holding on. I am still producing, getting some fruit off of it. But all of this is gonna come out in the next 2 weeks as I prepare these beds for my fall crop. We'll be planting onions and garlic in this bed this year, and all this is about to be ripped out. But cucumbers did fantastic. I had only 2 plants and we got tons and tons of cucumbers. So cucumbers was a major success. Tomatoes had a good crop early in the spring, but then once we got into June and the strings started snapping and the tomatoes started collapsing, just went to pot. So I would give my, my cucumbers an A and my tomatoes a B- for this year. Coming down to our next bed, this was what I had my onions and garlic in that I harvested back in late May. And then I tried to plant some peppers and some eggplants. They never took off. Not 100% sure why. Probably a nutrient issue. The zinnias did great. I did plant some flowers in here, so there would be something living in here. I do like to have a living root in the ground because all your microbial activity in your soil happens around the root zone, or at least most of it anyway. So I threw the zinnias in here. They did really well up until the recent excessive heat. This is all gonna come out, and I'm gonna put snow peas in here for the fall crop. That's what's gonna go in here. We're gonna move the trellis that the cucumber is on. We're gonna put it in this bed. The snow peas will grow 6 to 8 feet tall. They like the cooler weather. I'm gonna get those in the ground in the next couple of weeks, and that's what's gonna be in this bed. I had some caterpillars decimate my pentas. And of course, in the spring, if you remember the very first video we did this year of the vegetable garden, the tomatoes were looking gorgeous. And then I had white flies and grasshoppers and famines and locusts, and it was just one thing after another. This bed went to pot. We do have some new Vigo Garden raised bed kits that are made out of metal. One of them is round. I'm going to replace this. Some of this wood isn't that great. I've never been happy with the soil in this bed, so this whole bed is probably going to be replaced. And I'll just let it sit over the winter and not do much of anything, maybe some violas or pansies, but I'm going to save this for early winter. January, February, I'll try potatoes in here again, all new soil, and see what happens there. Peppers, I give our peppers a C. We got some, well, maybe a B on the peppers. We got some nice bell peppers, a couple of really good jalapenos. These are all ready to come out. Again, the heat has just been unbelievable recently, and it's really taken a toll. All this is gonna come out. I'm gonna top dress with some compost and some other amendments, and this will be carrots, broccoli, and spinach and lettuce in this bed for the winter. I actually prefer the fall or winter growing season way more than the spring season because those vegetables, they thrive in the cold, and I can be harvesting Swiss chard and spinach and leaf lettuce for months at a time without worrying about the heat giving it problems. Anyway, peppers are gonna come out. I would plant these in a lower bed this year. This bed's too tall for a tall crop like this, but you know, That's what I love about vegetable gardens. You learn something new every single season. And I know that I don't want to put peppers or eggplants in the tall bed. Eggplants, definitely A+. Tons of eggplants off just these 2 plants this year. More than I could eat, more than I could give away. Very pleased with the eggplant crop. If you recall, I did have a zucchini squash here. Zucchini squash, an F, a complete fail on that. I never had any female flowers on the plant ever. I gave it 3.5 months and it didn't produce anything but male flowers, and because of that I never got any fruit, no zucchini. Now the flowers are edible, so I'd come out here in the morning, they're wide open, I could tell that they were all males, pluck them, eat them. They tasted fine, but I wanted zucchini, not flowers. So we're gonna try something different with the zucchini next year and see what happens. But as you can see, I'm still getting eggplant. Down here, the blackberry did great. I'd give the blackberries probably a B+ or an A-. We got a lot of fruit off of it, but the vine was just going nuts and it was just taking over the space. It was crowding my peach plant. It affected my peach production. So I've removed the blackberries. This will give the peach some more breathing room. Also, with that blackberry being about 8 feet tall, it was putting too much shade on this garden and I wasn't getting much of any production of any kind out of this. We did carrots here in the spring. Epic fail, really horrible germination. I've got some tips on that. I've done some research. I've talked to some really smart PhDs at Texas A&M, and I've got some information that will significantly help our carrot crop, which I'm going to plant again here in a couple of weeks. We're recording this video the first weekend of September. It's Labor Day weekend, and I'll have all my fall vegetables in the ground in the next 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. Carrots are going to go here again, probably at the end of this bed. And then probably we'll also put some more broccoli and cauliflower in this bed. Watermelon, about a C- is what I'd give us. We got a couple, they were small, but the vine kept spilling over here and it was getting trampled by people walking through here. So I'm going to make sure and trellis the watermelon next year. I'm going to put it in a sunnier location. I think I'll get a little better crop. But again, that's the beauty of vegetable garden. You take notes, you watch, you observe, you learn, you make adjustments, and every year I do something different and hopes that something goes a little better than it did last year. You're always going to have winners and losers. I've never had a year where everything did fantastic, and I also have never had a year where everything did horrible. Some vegetables are going to do great, some not. Talk to any gardener. They'll say, oh yeah, my zucchini was fantastic this year, but my eggplant was so-and-so, or I didn't get many peppers. That's just life in gardening, especially here in Texas where we have such extreme weather conditions and you never know what's going to happen. So that is our end of summer vegetable garden, I guess, post-mortem. And in just a couple of weeks, we'll be shooting a video about fall vegetable gardening and what I'm planning to do back here for the fall and winter season. I'm Tim with the Shades of Green show at Shades of Green Nursery here in Frisco, Texas. Thanks for watching.